Looking ahead, I would like to know that one of the most vulnerable places of this model is the body. Despite the fact that the paintwork is not of poor quality, corrosion on the body of this car is common occurrence. Most often, rust appears at the joints of doors, seals, and wheel arches. And if there is no rust in these places, then the car was thoroughly prepared for sale. In this case, the main thing is that the place affected by corrosion be cleaned and treated with anti-corrosion material, and not just filled with paint. The 5th generation Nissan Patrol was equipped with gasoline engines 4.5 to 100 horsepower and 4.8 to 145 horsepower, and diesel turbocharged 2.8, 125 and 136 horsepower, 3.0, 158 and 170 horsepower, and atmospheric 4.2, 125 horsepower. The best option for buying is considered to be a 3.0-liter diesel power unit, since gasoline engines have unreasonably high fuel consumption and there is frankly not enough less powerful diesel. The 3.0 motor of the first years of production had a significant drawback: the pistons burned out. But in 2004 the manufacturer upgraded and eliminated this defect. Otherwise, this power unit is very reliable and, with timely maintenance, can last more than 500,000 kilometers without major repairs. However, minor troubles may appear after 200,000 kilometers. So, in particular, problems were noted where the airflow meter sensor direction disappears, and oil pressure in the line and intercooler. If not eliminated in time, there is a high probability of piston burnout. Malfunctions in the injection system. Also, over time, oil leaks appear from under the rings of the vacuum pump. A 2.8 engine is not much inferior in reliability to a more powerful engine and practically does not cause problems, but only if overheating is not allowed. In most cases, the cylinder head cracks, a replacement will cost about $1,500 USD. In order not to run into an overheated engine, be sure to diagnose the engine in the service. Unlike other power units, this motor is equipped with the timing belt drive, which requires attention during operation. The replacement interval is 60–80,000 kilometers. It is also worth noting that all diesel engines are sensitive to fuel quality. The resource of the turbine on average is 200 to 150,000 kilometers, and this replacement is not a cheap pleasure, about 1,000 USD. To check the condition of the turbine, it is necessary to remove the hose that leads from the turbine to the intake manifold. If there is oil in it, the turbine will soon have to be changed. Also, on cars with a mileage of more than 200,000 kilometers, hydraulic lifters begin to knock, a replacement to 300 USD. There are no special comments of the reliability of gasoline engines. Their biggest drawback are high fuel consumption, up to 25 liters per 100 kilometers, a small power reserve, and a small resource of the attachment belt tensioner pulley, up to 60,000 kilometers. The 5th generation Nissan Patrol was equipped with two types of gearboxes: mechanics and automatic transmission. Both transmissions are quite reliable and do not cause much trouble for 400–500,000 kilometers. The clutch life of a mechanical transmission directly depends on the operating conditions, but it's worth noting that even in a hard off-road mode, it will last at least 60,000 kilometers, and with careful operation it can please with a mileage of 200,000 kilometers. The car is equipped with a plug-in all-wheel drive, regularly rear-wheel drive. But since it does not have a central differential, it can only be used on slippery, snowy and sandy roads as well as off-road. Otherwise, premature wear of transmission parts, transfer case chain, bearings, etc. and tires is inevitable. When inspecting the transmission of a car, you need to pay attention to the condition, transfer cases and bridges, as well as check the level and condition of the oil in these mechanisms. In addition, the hubs, couplings, answers of the steering knuckles, crosses and spline joints of the cardan require special attentions. There is no need to talk about the level of comfort in the car, since the front and rear suspensions of the Nissan Patrol are dependent. Solid axles with spring are suspended on powerful levers and very hard. If we talk about its reliability, then it all depends on the operating conditions, but it is worth noting that even under conditions of tough operation, the suspension does not cause any special problems. On average, consumables such as stabilizer struts and bushings live up to 80,000 kilometers. Silent locks, thrust bearings, tie rod ends, thrust bearings and seals will have to be changed about once every 100–150,000 kilometers. One of the weakest points in the suspension is the mechanism for changing the stiffness of the stabilizer stroke. With the constant off-road assault, it quickly fails, appears with a knock in the suspension, and needs to be replaced, and this is not a cheap pleasure, about 1,000 USD. Therefore, in order to save money, many owners install an all-metal rack. The steering is reliable, but with frequent trips of rod, there may be problems with the steering damper. Movement does not irritate squeaks and knocks. As for the reliability of electronics, failure occurs in it, but as a rule, they are minor and are eliminated by restarting the system. If you are the owner of this car model, please describe the problem that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your review that will help readers of our site when choosing a car.